AI can feel almost magical sometimes, and in certain ways it is. But that's also where the trouble starts, because the more helpful AI feels, the easier it is to offload too much onto it and trust it a little more than you should. And that matters especially in business, because if you start treating AI like it can do everything, that false confidence can cost you time, money, and some avoidable mistakes. So let's talk about 5 things AI still cannot do for your business. The first thing AI cannot do for your business is own the outcome. And what I mean by that is if a decision goes badly, if a situation blows up, or if a customer relationship gets worse because of the way something was handled, AI is not going to be the one dealing with the fallout. You are. Let's say you are a remodeling contractor. You finish a kitchen job, and now the client is upset because they thought a few extra things were included. Maybe patching an adjacent wall. Maybe hauling away some extra debris. Maybe swapping out a couple of fixtures that were discussed, but never clearly written into the agreement. So now you've got a messy situation, and you turn to AI to help you think through what to do and how to respond. Maybe you paste the situation into ChatGPT and ask, what's the fairest response here? Or how should I word this? Or do I hold the line? Do I offer some kind of compromise? But here's the problem. If you blindly follow whatever recommendation AI gives you and the situation blows up, ChatGPT is not going to be the one dealing with the angry client or the hit to your reputation or the lost referral. You are. So yes, AI can help you think through a situation, it can organize your thoughts, it can even help you draft a response. But at the end of the day, you still have to read it over, think it through, and ask yourself, does this actually make sense for this situation? Because your name is still the one attached to the outcome. The second thing AI still cannot do is know the intricacies and nuances of your business. In other words, AI is only as useful as the context you give it. If you don't explain things in detail, such as who you serve, what you offer, what you do not offer, how you work, etc., AI will start filling in the blanks for you. And most of the time, it fills in those blanks with the default version of your industry. So let's say you're a wedding photographer and you ask ChatGPT to help you improve your packages, which is a totally normal thing to ask ChatGPT to do. But if you never explain to ChatGPT that you're premium priced, that you only want to do full weddings, that you do not want bargain shoppers, then it starts making assumptions about your business. For example, in addition to your current premium package, ChatGPT might suggest adding a small starter package, a mid-tier package, and maybe even a bunch of little add-ons that you don't even offer. And on paper, these ideas look plausible. But when you look closer, you realize ChatGPT is recommending things that are likely to attract the lower-end, price-sensitive customers you do not want, all because you never gave AI enough direction. In other words, AI didn't necessarily give you a bad answer, it just gave you an answer based on the limited information it had about your business, which means you spend time wading through ideas that might sound good at first, but don't actually fit your business. And if you had just given AI better direction up front, you could have gotten much closer to the bullseye right out of the gate. The third thing AI still cannot do is understand consequences the way you do, because AI has no skin in the game. AI can generate ideas all day long, but unfortunately, it does not feel the cost of being wrong. You do. Let's say you're a business owner, and you've already tried 3 or 4 marketing ideas that did not work. Maybe you created new ads. Maybe you built a new marketing funnel. Maybe you put out a new offer. Maybe it was a content angle you really thought your market would respond to, but it just didn't. So now you're scratching your head and you go to AI asking it to suggest the next possible move. So AI does what AI does. It gives you more ideas. Try this angle, test this offer, run this campaign, lead with this message, maybe try a different audience, maybe change the pricing, maybe you reposition the offer. And some of those ideas may even sound smart. But AI does not feel the sting if the next marketing idea flops as well. AI is not the one losing money. AI is not the one losing more time. AI is not the one getting drained of energy from building one failed marketing campaign after another. So yes, AI can give you options. It can help you brainstorm. It can even help you think more clearly. But at the end of the day, it has no skin in the game. You do. And that means you cannot take its recommendations blindly, because when a decision misses, real time, real money, and real business momentum are on the line. The fourth thing AI still cannot do is run safely on autopilot. And what I mean by that is, just because AI can help you with something does not mean it can be left unattended. Let's say you use AI to help triage your inbox, summarize long email threads, and draft routine email replies. Now that's all well and good, but the minute you leave AI unsupervised, the stakes change, because now it can misread tone, it can miss urgency, it can send something inaccurate, and it can even send something inappropriate. And once an email goes out, it's gone. There's no pulling it back, no undo button, no second chance to quietly fix it. So now maybe a client gets confused. Maybe somebody feels slighted, even offended. Maybe an important situation gets mishandled. Maybe your business ends up looking careless when all you were trying to do was use AI automation to be more efficient. Yes, AI can be very helpful at automating parts of your business to help you move faster, save time, and reduce mental overload. But it still needs oversight. You cannot just put your reputation, your client relationships, or important parts of your business in the hands of AI, then cross your fingers and hope for the best. The fifth thing AI still cannot do is replace human trust, because there are a lot of situations where people want more than just raw information. They want reassurance. They want confidence that things are being done right. And they want to know there is a legit expert involved when the stakes are high. Let's say somebody wants to create a will or a trust. Sure, they could use AI to gather information, ask questions, organize their thoughts, and even use AI to draft a will or a trust. But when it comes to something that can directly affect their family, their assets, and what happens after they're gone, most sane people are not going to leave that entirely to AI. They're going to want to speak with a competent attorney who actually specializes in wills and trusts, because there are just too many details, exceptions, and real-world variables that only come from working in that field for years. It's kind of like WebMD versus talking to a real doctor. If you have a serious health issue, most people are going to want to talk to an actual doctor. When something is important, people want more than just speed or convenience. They want the peace of mind that comes from working with a real human being who actually does this for a living. Yes, AI can absolutely help you get started and understand the basics better. But when the stakes are high, most people still want to talk to an actual experienced professional. AI is powerful. I use it nearly every day, and I've been a paid ChatGPT user since early 2023. But that does not mean you can just hand AI the keys and check out. In fact, the more advanced AI becomes, the more disciplined you have to be about how you use it, and where it can help you, and where it can quietly steer you in the wrong direction, and where you still need a real human being in the loop.